Hey, this is Allie Edwards, and I am sharing today day 18 in my December daily album. You can see on my table there, I have out some wrapping paper. These are like the 4 wrapping paper patterns that I bought this year. And I'm going to use this flip up page that I had created in the Product Play 3 workshop under the wreath section. I'm going to use this to tell the story of my wrapping paper. And so this is a story that I normally include in here. I really liked this page that I made during the workshop and as a part of my foundation pages, these flip up wreaths. Those were all included on a 6x8 page in the main kit, and I just used that circle punch to punch them out. And it's just a fun way to play with the tag and then have these flip up sections, right? You could do this with a variety of different shapes. It just happens to work really well with these circles that have been adjusted. As you can see, none of them are a full circle. They all interact with the edge of the tag there. So I took my 4 wrapping papers and I punched them out. I just did that. Some of them worked better than others in terms of punching. So now I'm just going through the process of adhering them underneath the flip up section. So this is one of those times where I could have put any number of things under there. I could have put photos there. I could have put pattern papers. I could have put embellishments. I could have put words. There's lots of different things that could go there. And the one that just felt like the one I wanted to tell today was including wrapping paper. And that's usually something that I do. I either take a picture of my wrapping paper or we'll find some other way to include it. And that's what I'm doing here. At this point in the process, I still wasn't sure what I was going to actually do on the tag itself. I had a note to myself there that says, consider letter stamps on that tag. I did that yesterday, like big letter stamps, so I decided not to do that today. But I did want to stamp wrap on the smaller of the 5 circles there. And so I just used the same Educational Insight stamp set that I used yesterday with my red ink underneath the flip up half circle or portion of the circle there. And that worked really well. So then it's kind of saying, yay, this is what my wrapping paper is. So as I was doing this and kind of making adjustments and readjusting here, one of my cats decided to sit on the table across from me, and actually that happened before I started filming it, and I took some pictures of him, and you'll see it here now. I got really high up. I stood on a chair to take a picture top down onto my table, and was able to include the cat, the little fake tree that I have on my table, and just kind of the mess of my desktop. And that felt like a good match with the story of the wrapping paper. So I decided to go ahead and print out that photo. Basically, it's, fitting on a 4x8 tag. This tag's been trimmed down to fit into this album. So I cropped it that way, and then I'm just going to adhere it directly on top of the tag itself, and it's going to become the home for that photo. I also had this page in my album. You can see it's a transparent page. I link those in the supply list, the graphics plastic sheets that are plain, just like a transparency, but plain. And I had put the word joy on there using the gold letters from the main kit. And I had it just in there as another page, but I decided to incorporate it into this one as well. And in the end, you'll see that and right now I'm just trimming it to the size of the tag. It ends up becoming a page within this page. So I cut holes in it just the same as the other one. And I also, you can see right there, I had to readjust the washi tape a little bit. I just pulled it a little bit farther away from the page so that those circles were able to turn easier and lay flat, which is what I wanted to have happen with those flip ups there. So the joy page then is going to get tucked inside. Basically, it's going to be underneath that large star circle so that it turns over, still becomes a piece of this page as it turns. Kind of hard to explain. Hopefully it will make sense as you guys see it. There you can see like the back side of it, right? It's folded over. The next thing that I needed to do was I wanted to add some embellishments and or something into those wreaths. So thinking a little bit about looking through my supplies, first thing I did though was I added a word phrase chipboard piece. That's from the second chipboard bundle that we offered this year. And I just added that directly onto my photo. I didn't really feel like I needed a longer story for this one. just basically wrapping paper and the cat, and like it felt self-explanatory. So I skipped adding any additional words, but I did kind of look through the other supplies that I have from this year, and I left it on here so you guys could see kind of the different things that I considered. I did add the Making Spirits Bright transparent phrase that got added on top, and I just trimmed a little bit off of the where it folds over there. And then I just kept going through and kind of trying to decide what else would I want to add on there. At first I thought maybe there would be a chipboard circle that I could add, that would be trimmed, or I could add hearts. I just kind of went through lots of different options. And again, this is one of those times where any number of those things would work. Like, it really didn't matter what thing I picked, but I did spend a little time going back through. And in the end, I added, you'll see in a minute here, this is just me kind of going through. Actually, that red heart would have worked okay. It didn't seem red enough when I was laying it on there. It seemed even more pink, and I already had kind of the pink of the Making Spirits Bright, and I didn't really want more pink, but those hearts look way redder now that I'm looking at it on here. That's how it goes. Anyway, what I did end up adding though was one of the stars, a puffy star with a word phrase sticker added on top. And it took me a few minutes to get to that place, but then I was pretty happy with how that turned out. I did go back through all of the die cuts to see if I wanted to use any of those. Again, like I said, it's, when we have all of these different products available to us, sometimes it's hard to remember exactly what you have, and just that process of opening things back up and laying them down and testing them out. That's a good reminder of what you have, and then I usually remember a little bit better as I go along. So I ended up, the first star I put down, I didn't like where the placement of the word phrase sticker was, so I redid that one. And that's it for this page. I really like how this one turned out. I think it's really fun, and I did put the Christmas trim back through the tag there. I haven't stapled it in place. I'll do that tomorrow.